Yeah, but my focus is on the other end tonight, defense. The team that can come up with just a few timely stretches of stops, I think they win.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Holiday with it. He's picked up by Reza Shea. Releases. Johnson with the rebound. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I spoke with the head coach of the Hawks. He noted how much extra film they're watching heading into this, and one guy that jumped out at them was Kristaps Porzingis. He said, scoring over, it's not just the size, it's how well he positions himself. And he's a patient shot blocker. He waits for you to make your move. We'll see how they approach it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And that one falls for White. And Coach Derek White spent his first 4.5 seasons with the Spurs and Coach Greg Popovich, who did a lot to boost his confidence.
Yeah, Kevin, White was a late first-round pick. He's a humble guy, very hard-working. I don't even think he realized he could be this good.
A three from Porzingis. That one's in, his first shot this game.
What a smooth pull-up by Porzingis. He really is different when compared to other big men.
Young for three, and the three ball is good.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And here's Tatum for three. And it's Daniels with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense that time around, just lucky he was off.
Far from an ideal start, only 1 for 5. Let's see if they can turn it around.
Tatum no good.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
And that one's good. Daniels.
The Aussie Daniels finding his stroke from three.
Now here's Brown. He's covered by Daniels. The wide open look here for Porzingis. His three-pointer's off the mark. The Hawks have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Johnson, the pass to Young. Over Brown. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Young's got 5.
Well, obviously, Young's a polished jump shooter, and there aren't many that he'll turn down.
Pass to White. Over Young. And another miss by Boston.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And Okongwu slams it in.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And we've got a moment now to look at the highest last season. The Celtics second, number 5, the Hawks.
You love when you get these two teams together. Just an absolute shootout because both of them can put up a ton of points.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Holiday surveying the floor. In the corner, Tatum with it. 6 to shoot. Over Johnson. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
And here's Young from the Boston trailer. Here's Tatum. Okongwu grabs the board.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
And Young kicks to Johnson. Jacks up a three. Gets that one to fall after missing his first two. 1 for 3 from the field.
Yeah, every year in the league, Johnson's become a better three-point shooter. That tells you how hard he works in the offseason.
Tatum, that's for 2. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
Daniels with it. He's against Porzingis. Johnson with a screen on White. On its way from Young for 2. The rebound by the Celtics. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season.
And going back to last year, this series was an even split.
Well, it was the Boston Celtics winning their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
Yeah, that kind of performance on the road really speaks to their preparation and mental fortitude.
And here's Holiday. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Well, you know, when Brown's hitting the three, it really opens up this offense.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations.
Here's a look at some stats for Jaylen Brown. Coming off a terrific season, he was around 23 points a game last year, 5 rebounds and 3 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, he gives you something to build around night after night. Reliability is huge in this league.
You know, these last few years, Stan, Atlanta has been outstanding on the offensive end. But boy, have they struggled on defense.
Yeah, and I just don't know if they can go to where they want to go unless they can just develop at least an average defense, and they haven't even been close to that.
And I know we've not seen a champion who is only one or the other. I mean, you've got to be a little bit of both, correct?
Yeah, Kevin, most of our champions, as you know, have been in the top 10 in both offensive and defensive rating.
Johnson with it, now guarded by Tatum. Pass to Rizachet. Here's Okongwu. And here's Daniels. Goes up on the wing. It's good. Daniels has got his second basket of the night.
And look, Daniels knows he has to keep working on his jumper. And these kind of shots only improve his confidence.
Porzingis sets the pick for Brown to the inside. And Porzingis throws it down hard.
I thought the creativity there from Porzingis. He wanted to make that one sting a little.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Young against New Orleans, who is really on his game. Pass to Okongwu. Now Rizachet. Now Young. Over Porzingis. A nice shot by Young. Young's got his third bucket of the night.
Well, that one from
Porzingis with a screen on Johnson. Pass to Porzingis, and stolen by Okongwu. And then Johnson with the jam.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick two at the other end.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Will go for a different look here. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Okongwu. Nance comes in for Jalen Johnson. Mans checked in for Reza Shea. And it's LeVert in for Dyson Daniels. Horford kicks to Brown. This one for three. That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
LeVert from outside. Rebound, Boston. Here's Holiday. Hasn't made one yet. Brown outside. For three. A shot off that time. The Hawks leading by 6. Here's LeVert.